Well, howdy there, y'all. Yamahsaki here. Welcome back to the channel. And today, I'm going to show you how to take apart a 200A series Coleman lantern. So if you guys have been following me for a little bit of time now, you guys will know that I picked up some Coleman lanterns, and I got a couple of 200As in the whole deal. And so far I've gotten two going. One of them actually still needs to be repaired. I need to buy a valve stem nut, and I already have the packing for it. But on those old 200As, if you try and take the packing out of that nut, it's near impossible. I tried vinegar, I tried boiling water, scraping it out. You just can't get it all out, so it's easier to buy the nut. And so I still have to do that. But until then, I'm just going to keep on restoring all these lanterns. And today we're looking at a 1963. This one actually has a little bit of damage to the frame. I don't know if you guys can really see that. But the frame is kind of bent, as well as the generator right there. The whole valve is actually bent crooked to the right just a little bit. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. I think this generator can move slightly, the new one I got, and it'll line up in that burner air tube. And I think everything will be okay. But today, I'm going to show you guys how to take it apart rather quickly, because these ones are really simple. You're only going to need a handful of tools. These ones right here, I'm going to get into this one. This one's a specialized tool for the check valve, and it's really a good idea to have one, even if you're rebuilding one lantern. 60 years down the road from now, when whoever has the lantern still will probably need to go through the check valve, and those things can be really stuck. So upon closer inspection, it's in pretty good shape. Needs a globe, needs everything, but it's a good candidate for restoration. So let me get you guys on the tripod and let's get this started. Alright, so like I said, guys, this is a really simple lantern to work on, considering it's only a single mantle as compared to a double mantle. Those can be kind of tricky depending on what model you get. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, the bail just pops out of the frame, just like that, which also holds on the vent here. It just goes through two little holes on each side. You'll take the nut off for the vent, and that will come off. Now if you can see, we've got a nut under here, and this whole thing is going to come apart. We've got to get the generator out. We've got to get all this other stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do, the simplest part you can do when you're taking this lantern apart, is taking the frame off, because that's just going to slide everything else off. And this is held on by a Powell nut. It's almost like a hollow nut. But once you take that off, this whole part is going to come off like that. And this one's actually in fairly good shape. We'll get back to that. You're going to need to take the generator off, which is right here. Your generator and your cleaning needle are part of a assembly. You're also going to have to be aware of these washers that kind of support the frame there. Like I was saying, the cleaning needle and the generator both work in conjunction with each other. So you're going to want to have your cleaning needle up. And that will just loosen up just like that. You can see just how bent that generator is. It is pretty bad. So there's the generator. Your nut, that comes off. That other washer off. We're going to have to take the valve nut off, the valve knob. I actually have to get a screwdriver, so hang on, guys. Okay, alright, I got a small flathead screwdriver and a pair of pliers. you never know when you're going to need a pair of pliers. So I'm going to take this nut off here on the knob. It just comes off just like that. Put those parts aside. This part will come off. And then to get this band off, it's really easy. You're going to turn that to the side and lift up. And Old Town Coleman, he's got a really good videos to take these things apart as well. I would definitely go to him. He is the master of Coleman, I will say. So now we're down to the bottom end. I like to think of, for these 200As, I like to think of the valve assembly and the fount as one unit, and the frame and all the top pieces as another unit. Still got to get that nut off, got to get this burner off, but that'll come in due time. We're actually going to have to go to the vise to get this sucker off. But the fuel cap just screws off. To get the pump out, you also need a flathead screwdriver for this. If I can get my screwdriver in there, it will come off a lot easier. Might need to use the small guy here. Get that in there. Pop that little clip out of place. And the pump assembly should just come out. Oh man, that is some gunky stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, that spring is in sad shape. Wow. Alright. I hope that's not what's in the tank. But let's go ahead and get this valve assembly off now. So we're going to have to go to the vise. That is nasty. What is that? That shouldn't be in there. Alright, so what we got to do is we got to set this thing in here. And we just got to try and twist it off. And it should pop free. These are stiff because they got to seal that fuel in there. But once you get it going, it's going to come right off. Just like that. Alright, so now that we got that valve assembly out, we can take 5/16 wrench and take the air intake, or the fuel intake tube. It's got a little spring and a little needle in there. That comes off. Now I'm not going to take these parts off. I'm not going to show you guys how to take apart some of this stuff because I'm going to let you guys do the cleaning. You guys can decide on what works best for you. I take vinegar and nuts. Vinegar and brass work really well together to get it nice and new again. But your packing's in here, that can go bad. Might want to replace that. But that's the valve assembly. We can worry about this guy here now. So what this is, this burner, this venturi in here, there's a U-loop right here. I'm not sure what you call it. There's a bracket right there for the vent. Then you got your burner assembly, and down in there, there's a nut. So you take 5/8, try and pop that sucker loose. And it comes loose just like that. Thank God it's brass. Boom. And that's everything for the frame. Your fuel cap comes off. And that right there is pretty much a fully disassembled 200A right there. They're so simple, guys. This is every part laid out in front of you. There's not much to it. I've been cranking these things out, you know, every couple of days. If I have the new parts available and everything and that I need, I can get this done within a few days, which I'm planning on it. It's my next one. I'm not going to work on any of the double mantles right now because those ones can be tricky, but let me go ahead and show you this flippin' awesome tool that you really need if you're going to be working on these things. Alright, so this tool here is for the check valve. Down in here, this rod comes out, and this is the check valve air inlet. It's what that pump turns when you turn it, opens up the airway, and that looks, well, not the best. Can't tell you what's down in there, but it's nasty. What is that? I've never seen anything like that. I hope that spring's good. It'll probably clean up. Vinegar will get that crap out of there. But the check valve, this is what you need. Check valve is in the shape of a flathead. That's why those go down in there. It meshes with it. And then depending on what size you have, this is the smaller size. And for example, this air inlet is the larger size. So that's that. So you'd switch it out depending on which one you need. But that tool you can get on Amazon. It's a little pricey at about 50-60 bucks, but if you're even going to repair one, I'd recommend getting it. And who knows, it might come in handy later down the road in the future. But that is all the parts. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning on all these parts and get this thing going again. I need a new globe. I've already got a new generator. I've got new packing, but I'm hoping this one is good. I really do. It doesn't feel bad. Got a new pump. I got new parts for this thing. But I wanted to show you guys how you can take this thing apart in literally no time, because there's nothing to it. You need a handful of tools, and you got a nice little project to work on. So I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. And Yamahsaki out. We'll see y'all later.